if Cowboys were kind of waiting to see what Myles Garrett would do to set the tone, at least it got out of the way. And now they can be like, okay, now we know Myles Garrett got paid $40 million. Max Crosby got paid $35 million. Micah, where are you going to sit in there? And are you still going to give us that sweetheart deal that you said?
Well, Ad was talking before the show. Ad, what he came out, didn't he say?
Yeah, Micah's already come out today saying that he's still not going to, all this talk doesn't really matter to him. He's not going to hold out. He wants to get signed quicker than not, but he's like, I don't care about the noise about Myles Garrett getting paid $40 million. It's like, I'm not looking for the biggest deal. No, so he reiterated that into the media this morning.
And I believe Micah, that's what he's supposed to say, and he doesn't care, but his agent cares.
Oh, of course.
Totally.
Yeah, fucking right, of course.
You don't hire a guy just to be like, hey, listen to everything I say, and then do what I say.
True.
No, he has the one agent that's going to.
And I feel like you could kind of cop out too as a player. You could be like, well, I was willing to take that, but my agent did.
My agent did it. But anyways, that's what we're going to hop into right now, guys, because it's the hot news here.
Hot
How
heat.
do we expect this Myles Garrett extension to impact the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons? To be honest, I don't really believe it has much of an impact because we kind of expected $40 million. At least that's where my head was.
Yeah.
I actually honestly didn't think Myles Garrett was going to re-sign with Cleveland, to be honest, but I figured he was going to command that amount from someone else wherever he went to. So I'm not shocked. I'm more shocked about Crosby's $35 million, but now I'm not. So seems like the whole thing has just kind of got pushed up a little bit. But realistically, if you're in that $3 to $6 million range, for me, that's a lot more of a impact than if you're arguing about 38 or 42 million.
Totally.
Because it's like, whatever. Like, I know it's more amount, the $4 million, but it's like you're arguing about such a small percentage difference at that point. You're already giving the guy 38 million. If you want to make him happy and pay him 40 million, then do so. But where do you think Micah's going to fall in on these contracts? Do you think
he deserves to have, in my mind, he deserves the 40 million. I get it. He said he'd take less. He doesn't care about being the highest, but I just have here Micah Parsons' first 4 years versus Myles Garrett's first 4 years. So Micah started 63 games, had 52 and a half sacks and 172 solo tackles. Myles Garrett had 42 and a half sacks and 107 solo tackles. So Micah, to start his career, has completely exceeded. So if you look at this, like, he's exceeded what Myles Garrett did to start his career off.
Oh, I don't have the career. Sorry. This is just...
Well, granted. So I just think Micah is going to, he deserves the 40 million. The thing, as me being a fan, I think they just need to get the job or the deal done as fast as possible because it's going to free up money. You just get it done. You kick the fucking can down the road, as shitty as it is, and you keep building this little nest egg that we have.
Yep.
For free agency money. Because there is guys out there that could help this team. You could then re-sign J-Lu. You could re-sign Rico Dowdle. You could go out and get maybe 1 to 3 more free agents that are really going to help the team. And now you're sitting pretty nicely going into the 2025 NFL draft.
Yeah, if they did that, it would be they would be sitting much better than where they were last year.
Big time.
Entering into the draft. So,
and we all, Mike, do you guys think Mike is getting signed by the Cowboys, right?
Oh, 100%.
So just do it. You know the bar right now. Just get the fucking job done.
Yeah, the holdup will just be any sort of guaranteed money length. I mean, if it was me, I'd want to go as many years as I can with Micah, and I'd guarantee him pretty much 80% or just all the years except for the last year. I wouldn't guarantee that money. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if we pay him what's 5 times 4, $200 million in his contract, right? That's 5 times 4
over 5 years.
Over 5 years, then I would guarantee 160.
Yeah.
If I could do less, I would, but I think that's what it's going to end up being.
Yeah. So right now in chat saying Mike is going to get paid more than Crosby.
Which I agree with.
Timothy Ball says Michael will either get 37 or 42 million is my guess.
Ooh, what did he say? What was the first number?
37.
Oh, 37. I thought he said 47. I was like,
no, 37 or 42 million.
I think that's a pretty good ballpark area.
We also have Dallas could have extended him last year for $33 million, says Davey.
But we all know that the Cowboys are awful at that. They could have done that with CeeDee Lamb. They could have done that with Dak Prescott twice, and they dropped the ball 3 times. And now they've dropped the ball. What the Cowboys should be doing right now is figuring out this Micah contract, and then also signing Tyler Smith and Deron Bland, so that next year they're not dealing with this. What if Deron Bland goes out there and has another season like he had 2 years ago? Deron Bland right now is the cheapest you're ever going to pay the guy.
Yeah.
So they try to like bet on themselves by hoping their players don't play well or something, and then the players exceed expectation and then do all this money, and they wait till a Myles Garrett and a Max Crosby set kind of the foundation, where they could have set the foundation by paying Micah 35. Right? When Max Crosby got paid, he was the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. So now that would have made a headline. Micah Parsons, $35 million a year, highest paid non-quarterback. Then the Browns could have one-upped them and gave Myles Garrett 40, but it wouldn't have made the Cowboys look bad.
No.
But now what the Cowboys got to do is they got to offer something with what he's worth. Micah, like you said, AJ, Micah could say whatever the hell he wants. At the end of the day, he's going to get what the market value for him is, right?
Yeah, he's not in on the contract negotiations except for his side with his agent, and his agent telling him what he should get and what he's fighting for. And my agent was like, "Hey, I'm fighting for $40 million. I'm not going to say no."
Yeah.
And Micah's not the one that has to worry about taking less of a contract, to be fair. These defensive ends are obviously, I think, being the highest paid, it shows like they are one of the most important pieces of a defense. And I don't treat that the same as like a quarterback, where a quarterback's like, look, I will take less money to make my team better, because of the leadership role that a quarterback has on the team, right? So I'm not looking for Micah to take that pay cut. I'm not going to be like, oh, if he signs a $40 million deal, I'm not going to be upset with him. Whereas I would if he's saying, I want to win. Whereas if a quarterback has that same rhetoric, like, oh, I want to win, and then goes and signs a $60 million a year contract, it's like, well, you realize you've eaten up a significant amount of the cap, so you're going to get less help.
Yeah.
Right? So that's just where my
So
mind
what number
goes.
are we thinking that he's going to get? Is he going to reset the market, or is he going to get on par with?
I have to think on par. If they do go 5 years, he might get, I like that 37 number. I'd probably think 38 or 39. If they just do a 4-year deal, which would be dumb, then it would be, he could surpass the 40 million mark.
I think
sure.
his agent team is going to want a 4-year for sure. Because then they're going to, in his absolute prime, he's going to get his third contract, right? So for the player, like you'll even see quarterbacks doing that. The player themselves, granted, he might do kind of what Dak did, where this year doesn't count into that 4 years. So you'll save money this year to help with the cap. And then you get him for 4 years after this year. So you'd have him 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029.
Yeah.
With 2025 still being on his rookie deal.
The money is going to be significant. It's going to be 35 to 40 a year. What they're probably going to hold up on is those years and the guaranteed amount.
Ad, what do you think he's going to make?
I think it's going to be at minimum 38 mil.
That's kind of the floor.
That's where I think it's going to be. But if Myles Garrett is getting 40 million, then Micah is like right there. It's going to be 39.5. It's going to be 40.5. Is 2 million for the Joneses and our cap space going to make that much of a difference? Probably not. That's what the lawyers going to also say. But Max Crosby 35.5, Myles Garrett 40. Micah's person's going to say Micah has more upside than Myles Garrett this year. So
and Max Crosby. So,
well, in 2 years, because I believe Bosa's was signed in 2023. So in 2 years, the cap's gone up 6 mil, or the base, whatever, the highest paid rusher has gone up 6 million.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bosa kind of broke that record when he got paid as highest non-quarterback. Pretty crazy to see this cap rising. So get it done. You're not going to get Micah for any cheaper, and he's deserved it. We've got so accustomed to him just having 13 sacks a year that we're kind of like numb to it a little bit. But that is a very rare thing to have in the NFL. And he did it this year with missing games and showing leadership, which I'm glad to see. So I think he's earned it. I think most Cowboys fans think he's earned it, and he's got to be part of your future if you have any hope in pursuing any type of playoff success next season.